Ladies and gentlemen, Ariana... Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ariana...
Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about Ariana Grande's new album. I have heard it. I hope you've heard it. I've been obsessed with it and it's been the only thing that I can really talk about, listen to, perceive. For the last, I want to say week, I filmed a reaction to my first listen of her new album, Eternal Sunshine, but I kind of botched the audio for most of it, so I was really only able to make some shorts out of it. Hold on! Ah! Trapiana is back! Sing! So if you want to see the botched version of my live reaction anyway, let me know and I can get that to you. So I decided instead I still wanted to talk about this album. I still wanted to talk about the themes of Ariana Grande because I feel like we've talked about her previously on this channel and I've been a fan of her music for a good minute now. So we're gonna go ahead and do the next best thing and rank the songs off of this album because I feel like while the album is a hit, possibly the album of the year, it's time to see whether or not the individual tracks themselves can stand on their own. Now, while I'm no stranger to a good tier list video, this is my first music focused tier list video. So if you end up liking this and want to see more of it, let me know down in the comments because I'd be happy to do this for other albums. There are a lot of albums coming out this year. There are a lot of albums coming out in like the next 6 weeks. So if you want to see me do more of that either on this channel or on a possible second reaction channel, let me know down in the comments below. That'd be really helpful. And also, if you're new around here, then definitely subscribe, leave a like on this video, and follow me on my socials at Imurgency on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I've been doing a lot of cool things recently, all thanks to you guys, and I've been documenting it all on those other platforms, especially Instagram, so you should go check that out. And if you want to get early access to every single future video, as well as 2 additional show review videos every single month, then definitely become a channel member. Click the join button, do that, support the channel. It's greatly appreciated, but not necessary. But let's get into this tier list. So here on the lovely tier list, which I ended up taking from the tier list maker website, someone else made this, I did not. I added my own categories, but the person actually made all the visuals in here. Shout out to them. But this tier list contains every single track off of Eternal Sunshine and Eternal Sunshine Slightly Deluxe, which is the slightly deluxe version that she released a little bit earlier this past week. And the tiers that we will put this song in start at the very bottom with Dookie. I had no other real words for what I put the bottom tier other than Dookie, and these songs are, as the name implies, Dookie. Like, I'm just generally not a fan of this song. It's not to my tastes, and it's dookie in my opinion. Then the tier above that, we have the might need a few more spins tier, and this tier of songs aren't necessarily bad. They're more so growers. Like, maybe I just need to hear them a couple of more times to enjoy them more, and that's a very real thing. Like, there are a lot of songs that get put out that maybe just need a couple more spins for you to get them and to appreciate in their totality. And songs in this tier are those. Then a tier above that, we have the very solid track. This is just very baseline. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's a very solid track. Like I have no words. Like it's not anything crazy. It's solid. Then the tier above that, we have the pop perfection tier. And this tier of songs are just so good. They're a cut above the rest. They are bops. And honestly, some of Ariana's best work. Although this tier can only be bested by the tier above it, which is Song of the Mother Year. I'm trying to debate whether or not I should only put one song in this tier or I should put a couple. We'll figure that out. But this tier of songs are just the best of the album, and dare I say, the best thing that I've heard this year. Song of the year. And I fear that this is going to be a very difficult tier list for me. And I just want to preface this before we actually start ranking things that this is my opinion as of right now. And it is very likely to change as I continue to listen to the album because my top 3, the songs that I loved when I first heard this album, are not the same songs that I love now. Like I feel like my list has changed and evolved over time, and I know that it's going to continue to do that as time goes on. So enough exposition, let's get into ranking this. Starting off with track 1, Intro, End of the World. When I first heard this song, I ascended. I'm not going to lie. I ascended. Intro, this is one of the first intro tracks that I really felt taken into the world of Eternal Sunshine, what Ariana was trying to give us. I've experienced an Ariana album release day twice now, first with Thank You Next, and then with Positions. And I have to say, listening to each of these intro tracks, I feel like I was the most immersed in an experience with this intro, rather than with Shut Up or Imagine. Both amazing songs, but I feel like just the way the instrumentation behind this song, the production of this song, and the way that Ariana approaches this song vocally just really does bring you into a world that I can't explain it. I was so happy when I first heard it. So intro into the world. Okay, yeah, I remember. This goes into pop perfection. I'm sorry, I was gonna put it in very solid track, but I had to play it back because something in me was telling me, are you sure about that? Run again. And yeah, that's pop perfection. The production alone deserves Grammys. Like, that was quite good. That was very good. I'm sorry. That was great. Next is Bye. Now, Bye, let me tell you something about Bye, okay? And I'm not talking about racial, sexual, or onic. Like, this is BYE. Bye. Goodbye. Whatever was put into this song. Actually, I know what was put into this song, now that I think about it. Whatever was put into this song, let me figure out how to say this without sounding insane. Whatever it is they put in this song had to be the same stuff that they had going around the streets in the 80s, because the way that I am addicted to this song, whenever I run through an album listen, Bye is one of the songs that I am most excited to hear, because from the production, to the vocals, to the lyrics, everything about Bye just gives. And when I first heard Bye, I was gagged because I was like, wait, hold on. Why is this song kind of got a bounce to it? Why is it doing something to me? And then it got kind of dancey, like disco pop. Bye, bye. Boy, Bye. Like, yeah, I'd argue Bye is one of the top contenders for Song of the Year. It is. I'm sorry. Fight with yourself. I heard, you know what? I won't say whose laundry I'm airing out. So if he wants to come forward and tell his story down in the comments below, then go ahead. But I heard from a good friend of mine that he actually doesn't like Bye, and it isn't one of his top tracks. In fact, it's one of his least favorite. And to that man, I'm disgusted, because that's some questionable taste. I'll say that. Love you, Boots, but questionable taste. Next up, Don't Want to Break Up Again. Now, I feel like this song is paid so much dust. Like, when people are talking about this album, Don't Want to Break Up Again is often left out of the conversation as a really great song. And I honestly do think it's really amazing. Like, it is one of the more chiller songs on the album. I feel like it's definitely more of a vibe, and for that reason I am going to put it in very solid track. That's not to say that I don't like the song, because I really like the song. I just want to preface this before the stands come in and attack me. I do love this whole album, and I'm not sure if I made that clear enough. I don't know if I've said that enough in this video. I love this whole album. It's just that I think maybe yes. Next up is Saturn Returns Interlude. This interlude threw me for a loop when I first heard it, because I was expecting like one of Ariana's iconic interludes where she just sounds majestic, and it transitions very well into the next half of the album. It only does one of those things because Ariana actually isn't on this track herself, besides maybe like a little giggle, but I actually really like this interlude. I'm not gonna lie, I do play it all the way through when I listen through the album. Like, I never skip the interlude, just because I feel like it's such a great story piece for a concept album, and it leads very well into the next track, which we are gonna be talking a lot about. So I don't want to say it's dookie, and I don't need more spins because I feel like I get it. So I'll put it at the bottom, a very solid track, because I'm going to listen to it every time. Next up, Eternal Sunshine, the title track. I have a lot to say about this particular song, and some of y'all might not like me for it. Some of y'all might question my taste. Some of y'all might question my validity as a music consumer. But Eternal Sunshine is the best song that she's put out in years. It is the best title track song she has ever put out, because I don't know what it is, but I remember vividly my first listen of this song. I was gagged, because I was under the impression we were never going to hear Ariana Grande fully give us that same vibe that she did on Dangerous Woman and Thank You Next. But I was wrong. I was so wrong. So gleefully wrong. But this song brings together those elements of Trapiana while also elevating it to a whole new level, because she's just more grown now. Her voice is better than ever. Like, from the production to the verses to the chorus, the story that she's telling. This is one of her saddest songs too, might I add. Like, she's literally talking about getting cheated on. Like, it is such a banger. It is such a banger. Like, I have no word. Actually, I have tons of words. Let me not lie to you. This is a hit. This is one of the first songs I learned the words to. Like, all the other ones, you know, like I'll mumble through until I get the vibe. Like, no, I opened up Genius. I looked at those lyrics and I studied those lyrics, because like, I am going bar for bar on this one verse. This one is going to be mine. And that it is. That it is. So if that does not give you enough information for where this song is going, it is going at the top of Song of the Year, because, ooh, bye, move. Thank you. The top of Song of the Year, because Eternal Sunshine is such an amazing song. Such an amazing song, and you can't change my mind about that. Next up is Supernatural. This song, I will say, it had to grow on me. I didn't get it the first time. I can't claim that I got it the first time, but once I got it, I got it. Like, this song is so good. Supernatural is so good. The 3 to 4 song run of this portion of the album needs to be studied because it's hit after hit after hit after hit. Truly. People were saying online that Supernatural is this album's every time off of Sweetener, and I could see it just because the songs are kind of similar in the sense that, like, they're both about wanting a boy kind of down bad, a little too down bad, and then also end with some crazy notes at the end. Every Time is my favorite Ariana Grande song ever. I'll say that. She raised me. That one got me through many troubling time. So naturally, with a song like Supernatural, with those comparisons, I would feel a type of way, and I agree. I agree. I'd say that it's comparable, vibe-wise. So I'm putting Supernatural at the top of Pop Perfection. Well, yes. Yeah. Next up, True Story. True Story is such a great song. It's truly an amazing song. Here's the tea. I've heard the leaks. The song was leaked a while ago, and I heard it then. I liked it then. I love it now. It has this sort of retro, old-timey flair that isn't like overdone. It doesn't feel gimmicky in the same way I feel like a lot of songs that try and go retro are. This just feels like Ariana in her bag. The vocals are amazing. The storytelling is amazing. She's talking about the media. She's talking about the people that are trying to paint her out to be this person that she's not. And I always love a little redemption song. I feel like she always hops on her recent albums where she's like, everyone shut up. Y'all don't know me. I barely like y'all. Shout out to my fans. Peace. Like, last album was Shut Up. The album before that was Fake Smile, I believe. Like, she does this. So with that, I want to say that True Story, Pop Perfection. Yeah. The Boy Is Mine. The Boy Is Mine is a favorite of the people. People have claimed The Boy Is Mine. I will say my first listen, I didn't like it. And I think it's because I had expectations for what I thought the song was going to be, and it wasn't that, which is on me. But I feel like it's been growing on me more and more. However, I think I still need more time with it to contend with the songs that are in the higher categories. So I know you're gonna fight me. I know people are not gonna like me for this opinion because y'all love The Boy Is Mine, but it's a very solid track for me. It needs some time to become Pop Perfection. I do like Don't Want to Break Up Again more than I like The Boy Is Mine, so it's gonna go behind Don't Want to Break Up Again. Sorry, I might have just lost you there. I'm sorry, Buki, if I did, but it is what it is. Next up, Yes and. I will say, now that I've heard the whole album, I was gagged. I understand why Yes and was the lead single because it had to be the lead single based on controversy and things that were going on in order to introduce the era. But sonically, when I first listened to this album, I was like, what? Why is Yes and in there? I get it now. I understand it now. Like, The Boy Is Mine is a good lead up into Yes and. But now Yes and, while an amazing song, is not anywhere near my favorites because all the other songs are just amazing. So while I've heard Yes and so many times before the album came out, I feel like I'm gonna need to listen to it a few more times. I'm gonna need to give it a few more spins in the context of the whole album before it can compete with any of the other ones that we got here. Next up, We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love. This song is amazing. It had to grow on me too. I'm not gonna lie. It had to grow on me. When I first listened, I didn't get it. But after hearing it a couple of times in the context of the album, love this song. Every time I listen to the album, I love it more. And the music video helped even more because the music video is so emotional, and that one scene of Ariana almost crying almost broke me. Truly, this is such a good song. Production-wise, so amazing. From the intro to the outro with the strings, her having her own mute challenge in the song, like there's so much here. Pop Perfection. Not as much as Supernatural, but definitely more than True Story. Love. Next up, I Wish I Hated You. This song did things to me in my first listen. It really did. It really did. And I feel like it applies to a lot of people's situations. I feel like a lot of people can really resonate with this song. It's very emotional. It's this album's ghostin' in the sense that it's one of the more raw invulnerable songs, and also a song that Ariana has said that she likely won't ever perform, and that's the same way with Ghostin'. She's never performed Ghostin' live, and I also happen to really love Ghostin' off of Thank You Next. So this song really hits you in the heart. Like, you can hear her breaking down on the song, like in the last chorus, like she's holding it together, she's sniffling. It sounds like her voice broke because she was crying. This song hits hard. It's pop perfection. I like it more than We Can't Be Friends. I'm not sure if I like it more than Supernatural. At one point when I first listened to the album, I Wish I Hated You was in my top 3. Now it's probably 4 or 5 with the other songs, but I still really love this song. Next up, Imperfect for You. Imperfect for You, I feel like I have an inverse relationship with. I really liked it my first listen, and then each subsequent listen, I feel like this is where the album kind of tapers off for me, in my opinion. Not saying that I don't like it. I feel like it just slows down and it gets to a different place, but I kind of like the country-ana of it all, especially in the beginning. Although I will say I saw her perform this on SNL. In my humble opinion, I hope that this isn't the third single. I feel like Eternal Sunshine by Supernatural, The Boy Is Mine. She truly has all of those options for a very much hit single. Like, those songs are hits. And Imperfect for You gives me more deep cut vibes. I hope that it doesn't become the next single, truly. But for what it is right now, I will put it in very solid track. And then the final track for the standard edition of the album, Ordinary Things, where she says ordinary things. This song features her Nona, which is really sweet, and I really do love the outro and the message, and how the album literally starts the question and Nona kind of gives the answer at the end. I will say that this one is not my favorite track on the album, and I feel like it needs a couple more spins for it to grow on me. I have some friends that really love this song, and of course, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna skip this song, because so far as I've listened to the album, I haven't skipped any songs through my listens. It's just like I'm tired at this point. Like, I recognize my energy being drained when I get to this song. I need some more time with it to have it grow on me. But for right now, yeah, it needs a few more spins. Now we're getting to the slightly deluxe version, and I feel like I'm gonna be more rapid fire with these because I feel like I have more of a visceral reaction to these. I'm glad that she put out a deluxe version. I think it was really fast. Like, it was giving Doja Cat Planet Her vibes. The fact that Doja released Planet Her like on a Thursday, Friday, and then the deluxe came, I think, before the weekend ended. Same thing happened here. Of course, this is slightly deluxe. We get the Yes and remix, which we got before, but the new tracks are Troye Sivan feature on Supernatural, an acoustic version for Imperfect for You, and acapella for True Story. So we get a little bit of new. I'm hoping that we do get a full deluxe. This is hinting at a full deluxe because I feel like that'd be fun, getting some extra tracks and some new features and remixes, because the 34-35 remix was such a hit. I hope we get something like that again. But starting off with Supernatural with Troye Sivan, I actually heard this song for the first time today, and I really liked it. I feel like I was contending for The Weeknd to be on this song because sonically it was more his vibe, but I feel like Troye killed it. Like, he really killed it. Like, he really added so much because he was pretty much all over this song. Like, his vocals weren't just on his verse, like he was literally all over the song. And I don't know if y'all know this, I'm a recent Troye Sivan stan after his latest album. His last album was really good. It was really good, and I don't feel like people talk about that enough. So yeah, this song I have to say was also pop perfection. Because I've only listened to it once, I think I need to give it some more time to grow to see if it really outshined the original Supernatural. So I'll put it in pop perfection right now because I really do like the song, but it has room to grow. Imperfect for You acoustic version. I'll say this, I like the acoustic version better than the original song. I know the hits aren't as hitty as in the original, but something about it itches my brain in the right way, and I like it more than the original, so it's gonna go slightly above the original Perfect for You in very solid track. I'm a fan. True Story acapella. I like the vocals, but I don't like it as much as the original True Story, simply because the production behind the original True Story and the instrumental of the original True Story is really like a whole half of the song that really does it for me. So I'm gonna put it at the end of very solid track. Like, really do love the song, but I don't like it more than the original. And finally, Yes and remix with Mariah Carey. And I mean this with no disrespect, zero disrespect, because I love Mariah. I love Mariah's music regularly. One of my best friends is a lamb down and has introduced me to so much Mariah music, and I love her music. This remix though was dookie. This is the only dookie song on the album, I'm sorry. When I first heard this song, when it first came out, I was like, the mixing was really weird, Mariah was really loud, and then Ariana talked about it on Zach Sang's podcast, where she's like, she just wanted Mariah to be as loud as possible because she was standing out over Mariah and she loves Mariah, and I'm like, love that for you, girl. But to me, these ears, I need some blend. I need some good blending. I can't get down with whatever that is. I have not listened to the remix since. The whistle harmonies in the beginning, loved. But everything after that, you can keep it. In my opinion, you can keep it. But this is my list, y'all. We only have one dookie track, which I'm omitting, and then most of them in pop perfection and very solid track, and then of course the two shining stars of Song of the Year, Eternal Sunshine and Bye. I'm really debating on putting Supernatural up there, actually. I'm really contemplating now. You know what I might do? This might be crazy. I'm gonna put Supernatural original version up there, and then I'm moving Supernatural version. Oh, Supernatural version with Troye Sivan is already there. So yeah. Pop perfection. Yeah, I fear that may be it. Yeah. That's it. That's the chart. That's the list, my friends. But yeah, I really enjoyed this album. I feel like I give this album a solid 9.5 out of 10. Like I really did love this album. I am currently in love with this album and I can't wait to continue streaming it. And I want to hear your thoughts. What did you think about Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande? Did you like this album? Did you hate this album? What are your top 3 right now? And what do you want to see me talk about next? Do you want to see me dive into other albums? Do you want to see me dive into more of Ariana's discography? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, if you're new, then definitely subscribe. Leave a like on this video because it helps out a lot, and follow me on my socials at Imurgency on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And consider becoming a channel member so that you don't miss out on any of the exclusive and early content that's out on there. But other than that, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I've been Imurgency, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.